Welcome to day 12, sealing the hands. Let's start today in mountain pose, Tadasana, lining the heels more or less under the sitting bones. So we're stacking the ankle, knee, and hip joints. Feet more or less parallel, balancing the weight between the balls and the heels, between the right and the left. And then relaxing the arms and shoulders, rising tall into the crown. Just giving yourself a moment to fully assemble yourself and fully arrive. And now please place the palms of your hands together and rest your thumbs into your sternum, your breastbone. So the fingers are touching, but leave just a little space between the palms of your hands. This is our first mudra. This is Anjali Mudra, sometimes translated as seal of supplication. So this is a good posture to hold with the hands as we now each consider our heart's desire for our practice, our sankalpa. In fact, you might imagine your sankalpa resting right in that little space between the palms of your hands. And as you next inhale, reach the arms up, offer it up. And as you exhale, big swan dive, let it go. Let's come into umpire pose. Oh, umpire pose. You know it so well now. I'll show you from the side in case you've forgotten. Just a moment to let the back and legs steady themselves. Just a moment of preparation. And now, as you inhale, sweep the arms out and up. And as you exhale, join the hands. Guide the thumbs to the sternum, Anjali Mudra. Release the hands, make soft fists, and roll your fists around your wrists as you lower the arms to your side. Shake out your hands a little bit. Okay, our first downward facing dog is going to be using the chair. So I like this because it takes a lot of the pressure off the shoulder and wrist joints, but you still get the nice balanced stretch for the spine. So head for your chair, wherever yours is. Stand just a few inches away from it. Please bring your hands to your hips. You can have your feet hips distance, a little wider if you need to. Soft knees, hinge from the pelvis, reach down, hold either side of the chair seat. So you might be able to see my ring and pinky finger are actually kind of wrapped around the side. Maintain this press of the hands into the chair and step one foot back and then the other. So we're looking for a place where the heels more or less stack under the hips. My torso is more or less one line from the hips pulling back to the hands pushing forward. And now mentally, I want you to connect the action of the hands pressing into the chair seat and the shoulder blades pressing onto the upper back. So the upper back is very strong and very integrated. Head is just floating in line with the spine. Please step one foot forward and then the other. Bring your hands to your hips. Rise back up to standing. I'm going to come facing you again. Mountain pose. Roll the shoulders a little bit. Shake out the hands. Congratulations, down dog round 1. In the can. Finished. Pause and feel. Now I want you to bring your hands back into Anjali Mudra, but we're going to do something different. Turn the fingers down now. And actually, for just a moment, let it just be the touch of your fingertips. So right now, there's a lot of space between the hands. Now, bring all of the fingers and the thumbs together, all the way down to the root of each finger and thumb. But can you still have a little space between the palms? That's why you have the fingers pointing down, so you can actually look and see. One of my teachers calls it a mouse tunnel. It would be a very tiny mouse, baby mouse tunnel, still between the palms of the hands. So remember this feeling, because it's going to come back to support us later. Okay, hands rooting, still a little space between the palms. Okay, release the hands, shake them out. Let's head down to the earth. So I'm going to move my chair a little bit out of the way. We're heading for all fours, table pose. I'd suggest a folded blanket to pad the knees. Stack the knees more or less underneath the hips. A little wider is fine. Stack the wrists more or less underneath the shoulders, but slightly forward is okay too. Mainly, I want you to feel the limbs able to root down to create support, and feel the shoulder and the hip joints neutral on your body. Now, spread the fingers comfortably, not too wide, and start to press strongly into all of your fingers and your thumbs. We're recreating something of that sensation you had just now when we did Anjali Mudra with baby mouse tunnel. So feel, the more you press into the fingers, the more you might feel a little bit of lift under the palms of the hands. This is Hasta Bandha. This is the seal of the hands into the earth. Feel the arms energized when you do that, and feel the shoulder blades nice and firm on the upper back. If you don't feel it today, don't worry. Maybe next time. Play with it. But let's do a few repetitions of Chakravakasana now. In this position, please inhale to prepare. And as you exhale, round the low back, lower the elbows and head as you glide the hips back. On the inhale, lift the chest coming forward, chest stretching away from the belly. As you exhale, round the low back, lower down, and rest back. A couple more on your own, please. Now, the next time you come up to table pose, we're heading into our second of the downward facing dog variations. This one is called puppy pose, and it will stretch the arms and spine out just like down dog, but on the knees. So again, it's a little less weight bearing. So keep your knees where they are. Walk your hands far forward enough that you can bow your head down between the upper arms like this. And now spread the hands, find Hasta Bandha. Maybe it's easier here, a little less pressure. Strong fingers, buoyant palms. Now keep the hands just like that. Lift up just above the pubic bone and pull both hips straight back. Keep the head floating in line with the spine. It doesn't touch down. Feel yourself a long line from the hips to the hands. And now float the body back up to table. And you deserve a child's pose. Bring your big toes together and walk your knees out. Shift your hips back towards your heels. On an inhale, feel the upper spine stretch forward. On an exhale, feel the lower spine stretch back. And then down you go. And if your forehead won't comfortably reach the floor, then you stack your hands or your forearms and you make a little pillow. Bring your awareness to simple sensation of breath in the back body. Okay, so you are pretty ready for downward facing dog round 3. But what if you come up for just a moment and we'll say hello to the forearms and wrists. One more little warm up. So take the palm of one hand, come across over here, squeeze where the forearm meets the elbow, big palm squeeze, and now walk these squeezes down the forearm, squeeze the wrist, the fine bones of the hands, and then the fingers, and shake. And let's do that to the other side. Palm of one hand, squeezy, all the way down the forearm. Squeeze the wrist, bones of the hand, bones of the fingers. Ooh, got a nice pop. Okay, any further movement that would feel good to you? We're ready to try downward facing dog on the ground, or if you wish, back to puppy, or back to down dog on the chair. If you'd like to try table pose, please. All right, spread the fingers. Feel the energy of the earth. Find Hasta Bandha with the hands. When you do that, feel the energetic connection between the shoulder blades and the hands. As the hands root strongly, the shoulder blades become firm on the upper back. Curl the toes under. Lift the knees up and press the hips back. Maintain some bend in the knees to start. Remember, that's how we keep pressure off the back. You might just pedal into one heel and then the other. Warming the calves. And then eventually draw both heels back and down, maintaining as much bend in the knees as you need to keep the back feeling elongated, just as it was in down dog at the chair or puppy. For the last time, can you feel the way the hands are pressing forward, sealing into the earth? Feel the connection of the arms into the upper back. My little sweaty palms are sliding on the mat. Maybe yours are too. Mental note, grab a towel next time. All right, before I slide any further, we better come down. Lower your knees. Let's take one more child's pose. Just taking a moment to breathe into your back. And now nice and easy, please bring yourself up and find your own comfortable seated position. Sitting however you're able to feel rooted at your base, so you can rise through the spine into the crown. Find a place to consciously rest your palms on your thighs. Let's try one more mudra for the hands. Please join your pointer fingers and thumbs in a circle. Leave the other 3 fingers outstretched and place your palms back into your lap, letting your hands rest. In the Vinaya Yoga tradition, this is called Chin Mudra, C-I-N, Chin Mudra, or Wisdom Seal. We might consider the benefits of this mudra twofold. One, we might picture it as a symbol of our commitment to stay very true to ourselves. We might think of the pointer finger being us in our everyday life, the thumbs being our highest self, the part of us that is most authentic. And this position represents our commitment to live with those 2 selves as joined as possible. Or we could say, aware that they are always joined. And finally, I'd like you to notice that sometimes mudra create a little closed kinetic loop like we have here between pointer finger and thumb that allows life force energy or prana to flow more freely and more effectively through our system. So notice if you feel a little energy, a warmth, or a buzz traveling between your pointer fingers and thumbs. Please release that. Float your hands into Anjali Mudra at your heart. Little space between the palms of your hands. Reflect back to the heart's desire or intention you established at the start of your practice. Our practice is complete. I hope these tools and techniques stay with you and are beneficial to you today, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow.